Bladder 27, the small intestine shu. Location, bladder 27 is 1.5 tune lateral to the posterior midline on the level of the first sacral foramen. How to find? The quick method: locate the posterior superior iliac spine, feces, from the rami ani, palpate 3 tune 1 hand breadth in a superior and lateral direction at a 45 degrees angle until you feel a distinct bony ridge, opens superficially visible by a dimple. Bladder 27 is located slightly superiorly and medially to the feces. 1.5 tune lateral to the midline on the level of the first sacral foramen. For more detail on orientation on the lumbar and sacral region, okay? Located at the same level are bladder 31 over the first sacral foramen and bladder 28 slightly below and medial to the feces at the level of the second sacral foramen. Needling, bladder 27 vertically 0.5 to 1 tune. For the action indications, it tonifies the small intestine chi, drains dampness and damp-heat, and regulates the water passages. Bladder 27 special features is the Back-Shu point of the small intestine. Bladder 27 point stimulates the small intestine function of receiving and separating and can be used in many small intestine patterns with such symptoms as bulbarygmy, abdominal pain, and mucus in the stools. Bladder 27 also eliminates damp heat from the lower burner and benefits urination so that it can be used to treat such symptoms as cloudy urine, difficult urination, and burning on urination. This point's effect on urinary function is due partly to the relationship between the small intestine and bladder within the greater yang channels and partly to the functional relationship between these two organs. In fact, the small intestine separates the fluids it receives from the stomach into a clean part, which goes to the bladder for excretion as urine, and a dirty part which goes to the large intestine partly for reabsorption and partly for excretion in the stools. For the summary, bladder 27 promotes the function of small intestine for having diarrhea, blood and mucus in the stools, constipation, difficult bowel evacuation, and abdominal pain. It resolves dampness. It benefits urination for those having dark urine, enuresis, retention of urine, difficult urination, and blood in the urine. Bladder 27 is the Back-Shu point of small intestine Fu, where the chi of the small intestine emanates from the interior of the body surface. According to the introduction of medicine by King of the Ming Dynasty, the small intestine separates the pure from the turbid, and water enters the upper opening of the bladder, and the dregs enter the upper opening of the large intestine. This quotation emphasizes the role of the small intestine as the intermediary between the stomach, which rots and ripens solid and liquid food, and the large intestine and the bladder, which eliminates solid and liquid waste respectively. It is the small intestine which controls this process of separating the pure from the turbid. Although bladder 27 is the Back-Shu point of the small intestine Fu, therefore, its clinical action extends both to the large intestine and the bladder. In intestinal disorder, it primarily drains turbid dampness and clears damp heat, and can be used in the treatment of diarrhea, dysenteric disorder, and blood and mucus in the stools due to this etiology. Bladder 27 may also be used for constipation and for hemorrhoids and accompanying pain. In disorders of the bladder, it also drains dampness and damp heat and clears heat transmitted from the heart, interiorly, exteriorly coupled with small intestine, being indicated in the treatment of dark yellow urine. enuresis, retention of urine, blood in the urine, agitation of the heart. Okay? Following the principle that dampness and damp heat may be drained from the body via urination. Bladder 27 is also indicated for damp heat affecting other portions of the lower jaw with symptoms such as leukorrhea and seminal emission. If damp heat sinks to the lower limb, there may be swelling of the feet. Finally, bladder 27 may be used in the treatment of the pattern of small intestine chi pain. This form of painful shunt disorder, which may arise due to improper diet, stagnation of liver chi, or exposed to cold, leads to obstruction in the circulation of chi in the small intestine. Its characteristic symptoms are lower abdominal pain or testicular pain that may radiate to the lumbar region.